to do things like camping trips and like
That's
activities.
a big markup on some cookies.
Yeah. Well,
you guys would be better buying Oreos and selling them and keeping like what do Oreos go on sale for like $1.50, and you could keep the other like $3.50.
We could sell the Lady Gaga Oreos. Our truth.
There you go. I think that's a better plan.
Lauren,
can we add
you
that
still
to the
do
Etsy
it?
store?
Yeah.
Let's go brand some Oreos and stick them in the Etsy store. I'm gonna be an Etsy queen.
Listen, sticker on top. So so I'm one of the adult, like the volunteers. We have a troop. It's a mix of brownies and daisies. So we have everybody from. So last year we were just daisies, and now we have the like 6-year-olds turned 7, and they became brownies. So we have 19 girls, and we're now limited with like state regulations. But we were having 2 meetings every 2 weeks, and we had to have less than 10 in each group. So we split into daisies and brownies. I mean, they're like 5, 6, 7. They are like running off into the corner, hiding under benches. Like it's just, they're wild.
That's fun.
So cute. And we get to do like the democracy badge this year. We're learning a little bit about like the elections and stuff. So they're really fun. And, you know, the best part is I just get to, you know, hang out and do crafts and
then hand them back to their parents.
And then I get to go home.
Lauren, you are the sweet baby Jesus. How old are you?
I'm in my late 30s. Almost. I'm 37. I'm about to turn 38. It's kind of in that.
You are just the sweetest thing.
When's your birthday?
March 11th.
She is a girl. She volunteers. She fosters dogs. She's everything we're not.
Dog fostering is kind of like a cult. I see a dog and I'm like, oh, I don't really have the means to like take care of it, but it's not going to have a home, so I must save it and I'll take it. And
so how many do you have right now?
I only have one. I'm on my 4th dog this year. So in the last year and a half. Yeah. So
you don't have one of your own.
Well, no, I adopted from a like rescue.
And then you foster it until they find it a home. So you always have just one and then you let it go. You don't have one that's permanent and a foster.
You can, but
I know that. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I've just been on the list for adopting and I mean, I've been on the adoption list for like a younger, like social dog, and a lot of the fosters that I'm getting,
they just are not a fit.
Yeah, exactly. So,
right.
If I said, "Hey, I want to adopt it,"
of course,
I could go ahead and fill out the paperwork. But
that's nice though, because you know what, you'll find the perfect dog for you. That's my daughter was looking for a dog, and this one agency she was working with, they were so sweet. They would come over with a lot of them are coming from Texas, Lauren. Are you finding that?
Well, so we have a lot of puppy mills in Michigan and Ohio, and this is a Great Lakes area rescue.
Okay.
So, I mean, the dog that I have right now is one of 27 that was pulled from one property, 2 buildings, 2 brothers that had these dogs. There were 27, 10 were puppies. So they got reported.
What kind?
They're Weimaraners.
I want to see it.
He's sleeping on the couch.
What is it again?
Oh, Weimaraner.
It's like the racing, like the greyhounds.
Yeah.
They're like
fuller than that, but that sort of body.
Okay.
Somewhere between a greyhound and
is that like a whippet?
Whippets are like small. They look like greyhounds.
Okay, because my girlfriend's parents had a whippet for years.
Their face is not as pointy.
Okay.
More like a lab, but like a thin
lab. What do you think of the personality?
So they're like high energy.
Yeah.
They are high separation anxiety. So that's part.
That's tough when you're alone.
Well, being in the pandemic, it's been
now it's perfect, but once your life
with
comes
them all
back,
day.
it's going to be tough.
The current dog that came from that house, like they all just like shit and peed in the house that they lived in. So they didn't know. So I
Pico.
Like how to eat from a bowl. He didn't know how to eat. Yes.
And it's just like my dog.
Yeah. Except this dog was free.
Yeah, I paid $200 for my broken dud from a trailer.
You got so ripped off with that freaking dog. Ugh, that was such a scam. Here, lady, I'll give you a deal if you take this one, $100 off.
She gave me, and I chewed her down, Lauren. Did you know that story?
No.
All right. Well, I was okay. I had to take a food delivery to one of the big pet stores here. I was on my way into the pet store. It was right like in the heat of everything was closed. You know what I mean? And this guy was buying pizza for all the employees, and a friend of mine's daughter even worked there. So I'm going in with all this pizza. It's like lunch, because I'll deliver during the day at work. And this young girl, probably 15, had this little teeny puppy wrapped in like a dish towel. It was so little, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, she was just going in to get some items for this puppy. She's like, yeah, the mother died and they're trying to get rid of them all. It's a long-haired Chihuahua puppy. Lauren, it was like 3 weeks old. It was literally like the size of my hand, if that. So I'm like, oh my God, I want one. Just, because I do that. So she gives me her phone number. So I end up calling up this lady that night. And she was like, I have one, but you have to wait 2 weeks for it to be old enough. And I thought, well, that's weird because this girl told me the mother died and all these weird, I'm like, all right. So I text her in 2 weeks. I'm like, is the puppy ready? And she sent me pictures of it and everything. She's like, no, somebody already gave me a down payment on that puppy. So I don't have any left. I'm like, oh, all right. That sucks. I was kind of looking forward to having this little dog because every time I went to buy one, they were like $2,000.
Yeah.
Those little designer dogs are a lot of money. So she texts me back like the next day, and it's her granddaughter. And she's like, my grandma said she's got one here that you can have for $300 if you want it. It's 1 year old. And I'm like, all right, what's going on? Well, we just have too many. So for $300, you can come get this 1 year old dog. I go, send me a photo. So she sends me the photo and I'm like, oh my God, it's so cute. I want it. I go, I'll come get it tomorrow because I didn't trust them,
Yeah. They gave up your other dog.
Right. So I rush right over there and it's not too far from where I work. And it's, it's a little crazy in the house. And there was a lot of these little Chihuahuas. They were obviously like breeding them all.
Yep.
So she goes, $300. And I looked around. I'm like, I'll give you 2. She's like, sold.
Oh gosh.
So they handed me Pico.
Oh Jesus.
Now, was that the only 1 year old that they had?
They had a bunch of puppies. Still, she told me the puppies were all called for, but they were all there. And I don't know. She said that one of her other mothers was feeding them because their mother had died. I couldn't get the straight story. I just took Pico and ran, and I didn't think about it. And he's got this liver disease, but I got to take him back. They wouldn't fix him because of his numbers, but I don't know. I'm going to get him checked again. They want to do a liver biopsy. I had the ultrasound done, and Lauren, I've already got like $3,000 into him. Fuck the $200 sale. Okay. And I had to have ultrasounds and all this, but I don't know. He's got to go in for something about the veins in his liver, which is very common for these little dogs, but he's
also cross-eyed and has a hole in his head, so he has to wear a helmet.
A little pink helmet.
Like,
I really think you should petition for that $200 back.
Listen.
You need to write a book about Pico. Like, this is just the business. Nobody would believe this is a real story.
You know what the funny part is like I took him over to and over the summer I was mainly just hanging out with everybody we work with. That was like the whole little quarantine crew. I'm like, we're all together in this teeny kitchen all day. What the hell, right? So we were over doing a little fire pit, and I brought Pico over there when I had first got him, and they've got a couple really big dogs, and I put Pico down, and I'm like, hopefully Lucy and them will be okay with Pico. And they were. But he is just like so stupid. He really is. Like, he's like, can't even do the face, right? His tongue is always sticking out this much.
Yeah.
And yeah, these big dogs, he wasn't even scared. He was just sitting there. So now the joke is they're all like, oh, how's Pico? They do that little cross eye, his tongue. He's something, but he's mine and I'm stuck with him. So if he's a dud, I was going to return him. And my girlfriend's like, absolutely not. I go, come on. Let's just return him. How much was it going to cost? The surgery would have been $12,000.
What?
Yeah, if he would have had to have this particular surgery. They were going to put a shunt in his liver.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And he's got a hole in his head because his skull didn't close up all the way. So if he's playing rough, he has to wear his helmet. Yeah. But
you saved $100.
I saved $100 and he does go on his pee-pee pad.
Oh, that's good.
Sometimes.
He won't poop on it, but he pees on his pee-pee pad. And he wears a diaper.
Oh, okay.
Here it is, Lauren.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so tiny. My dog, when I first got him and we were house training, his diapers are like huge. They're like huge.
Was it a boy?
Yeah, it's an extra
Yeah, so
large
if anybody
or large.
needs to know, it just wraps around their stomach, Jen.
Yeah, it's called
and
a belly band.
And it just covers their little wee-wee. And his little baby balls go right here, his little nuts, the little peanuts.
Oh my God.
And they have a little indicator, just like a human baby diaper.
Yeah. Oh, they do?
Yeah.
He's never peed in it.
Oh, that line is supposed to turn a color.
Has your dog peed on it?
No, because we didn't have to use it. Thank God.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, he was peeing upstairs when he slept with me all night in our bed. I put a pee-pee pad down in the bed. Okay. Like there's only so much room for me, my girlfriend, my other dog, Pico, and a pee-pee pad. Okay. And I was putting it down because I'm like, I am not getting up, because he was bothering me all the time. So I put the pee-pee pad and he was using it. I'm like, you know what? There's not going to be a pee-pee pad in my bed. We're done with this. And then in the morning when I woke up, if I didn't grab him right away, he would run over and mark my pillow. And he wasn't really peeing. He was just marking it like, bitch, you're mine.
Mm-hmm.
So now when we sleep, I put the diaper on him. And Danielle was so pissed. She's like, I am not having a dog that wears a diaper. This is ridiculous. But now she's like, oh, no, this is nice because he doesn't bother us to wake up, but he won't pee in it either. So he's holding it all night.
Well,
now,
you know what? It's at least working for that sense. Like,
right. So that's it. I bought diapers. And if I take him somewhere, like my mom's.
Every night.
Yeah, because if he was going to mark, I'll put the diaper on him if he's got to mark. Because I won't put him down if I go somewhere because I'm afraid he'll try to mark because he's a boy and he's not fixed and they're little pee-pee heads.
Yeah, that'll get better after he's fixed, supposedly.
Well, I know.
They can't fix him because of his special needs.
He's getting fixed. I'm going to find someone that'll do it. Although I love his little peanuts.
This is why I have cats.
I'm never getting a boy dog again, Lauren. What a mistake.
I've only had boys.
I know. Mine
are mostly the ones that people give up.
The boys?
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that? My daughter has two girls. They're huskies. They're girls. But she bought hers from a breeder, her huskies, and both of hers have a heart condition, and one already died at 3 years old. And now she's got the sibling who's only got like a year to live.
My cousin deals with husky rescues, and they have ridiculous medical issues.
Yeah, so it was a rescue / breeder that she got him. Yeah, and it's horrible. So Coda already passed. It was an enlarged heart, which is a condition that it has. Mm-hmm. And now the sibling that she from the second litter, like she got the sibling for, and now her name is Miss G, and now she's got the same heart condition, and she'll just slowly have to get put down. But she's hanging on. They got her on all these weird vitamins that they're trying her in the vet because there's really, and the vet said like she gets